There's a version of you that looks good on the outside and feels powerless on the inside. He tries to be liked. He tries to be easy to deal with. He tries to keep the peace. He tries to be the man nobody can complain about. And if you're honest, a part of you is exhausted from carrying that mask because you already know the truth. Being harmless is not the same as being good. My name is Alexander, and this first part is for the man who is tired of performing nice while quietly resenting everyone for not seeing him. In No More Mr. Nice Guy, Dr. Robert Glover describes a pattern many men fall into without realizing it. The nice guy doesn't act nice because it's pure kindness. He acts nice as a strategy, a trade, a hidden contract. Deep down, the script says, if I'm good, if I never upset anyone, if I give, if I smile, if I swallow what I really feel, then I will be loved, chosen, respected. But life doesn't reward hidden contracts. Life rewards truth. And when you keep living by a secret deal that nobody agreed to, you start to poison yourself. You become the man who helps but keeps score. The man who says it's fine while burning inside. The man who avoids conflict, then explodes later. The man who calls himself calm but is actually scared of being rejected. Glover's point is not to turn you into an arrogant man. It's to expose the real problem. You are not being kind. You are being approved. You are not being generous. You are being safe. And safety without self-respect becomes a cage. Then the way of the superior man hits from another angle. Deida says a man without direction becomes reactive. He becomes a weather vane. His mood depends on texts, attention, sex, compliments, validation. He lives in, do they like me? Instead of, what do I stand for? And because he doesn't stand for anything solid, he starts to drift. Comfort becomes his religion. Avoidance becomes his daily ritual, and he calls it being chill, even while his soul is shrinking. So the first truth of becoming a better man is simple, but it is not easy. You must stop confusing being liked with being strong. A better man is not loud. He is clear, clear about what he wants, clear about what he won't tolerate, clear about who he is becoming, even if it disappoints people. The nice guy in you learned that love is something you earn by being easy. That's why you over-explain. That's why you apologize too much. That's why you hesitate to say no. You were trained somewhere along the way to believe that your needs are dangerous, that your boundaries make you selfish, that your truth will make people leave. But a man who abandons his truth to keep people close ends up with something worse than loneliness. He ends up surrounded and still unseen. So here are real actions, not motivation, that begin the shift. First, stop lying with the words, I'm fine. For the next 7 days, every time you feel yourself about to say, it's okay, when it's not, pause and tell the truth in a clean sentence, not a speech. One sentence. I don't like that. I need time to think. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not available for that. This is how you build a spine without becoming cruel. Second, end the hidden contracts. Write down 3 things you do for approval, not for love. Maybe it's always paying, always replying instantly, always being available, always saving people who don't respect you. Then choose one and stop doing it for 30 days, not to punish anyone, to see who you are without the performance. Third, choose a direction that doesn't depend on attention. Deida says a man should live as if he has a mission, not because he's a machine, but because purpose gives your energy a spine. So pick one practice that is your daily proof. Training, studying, building a skill. working on your craft. Minimum 30 minutes a day. No negotiation. Not because you feel like it, but because you are the kind of man who keeps promises to himself. This is where your confidence comes from. Not from quotes, from evidence. And the last action for this part is uncomfortable but sacred. Ask yourself tonight, honestly, where am I being nice because I'm afraid? Afraid they'll leave. Afraid they'll be angry. Afraid they'll judge me. Afraid I'll be alone. That fear has been running your life like a silent boss. And a better man isn't a man without fear. He's a man who stops letting fear make his decisions. In the next part, we'll go deeper into boundaries, masculinity that is grounded, not toxic, and how to become dangerous in discipline but gentle in spirit. But for now, remember this. You don't need to become a different person. You need to stop abandoning the real one. Discipline is not the same as pressure. A lot of men confuse the two. They try to become strong by becoming hard on themselves. They bully their own mind. They live on guilt, adrenaline, and self-hate, then wonder why they burn out, numb out, or explode on the people they love. That is not becoming dangerous in discipline. That is becoming dangerous in damage. In No More Mr. Nice Guy, Glover explains something most men don't want to admit. The nice guy is not actually peaceful. He is avoiding, he is suppressing, he is trying to control how people feel about him by being agreeable. And when you suppress your truth long enough, it doesn't disappear. It comes back as passive aggression, addiction, cheating, anger, or coldness. So the first thing we have to do in part 2 is clean up the foundation. A disciplined man does not abandon himself. A gentle man does not abandon others. Those two can live in the same body, but only if you stop living from fear. Deida's message is clear. A man must have a direction that is deeper than comfort. Otherwise, he becomes reactive. He becomes moody. His discipline becomes a temporary performance to impress someone. His kindness becomes a strategy to be chosen. So here is the pivot. A disciplined man chooses his actions based on his values. A nice guy chooses his actions based on approval. One builds a spine, the other builds a mask. If you want to become dangerous in discipline, you need rules that don't depend on your emotions. You need standards that are so clear they feel almost boring. Not because you're a robot, but because you're tired of negotiating with your weaker self every day. So let me give you real actions again, not motivation. Choose 3 non-negotiables. Only 3, not 10, not 20. 3. These are your daily anchors. 1 for your body, 1 for your mind, 1 for your mission. For your body, it could be training, steps, a strict sleep time, a clean diet window. For your mind, it could be reading 10 pages, journaling, meditation, no porn, no scrolling before bed. For your mission, it could be 30 minutes of building a skill, business, studying, learning a craft. Write them down, make them measurable, and promise yourself this. Even on your worst day, you hit the minimum. Not the perfect version, the minimum. Because consistency is what makes discipline dangerous. Dangerous discipline is not dramatic. It's quiet. It's repeated. It's the man who does what he said he would do even when no one is clapping. Now, where does gentleness come in? Gentleness is not weakness. Gentleness is control. A man who cannot control his impulses is not dangerous, he is unstable. A man who cannot control his anger is not strong, he is childish. A man who cannot control his mouth is not honest, he is reckless. Gentle spirit means you don't use your strength to punish the world. You use your strength to protect what is good. In practical terms, Gentleness shows up as boundaries without cruelty. The nice guy says yes and resents. The disciplined man says no and stays calm. So practice this. When you need to say no, don't explain your whole life story. Don't argue. Don't apologize for existing. Use one clean sentence. No, that doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. I'm not doing that anymore. Then stop talking. This is discipline too, discipline of speech. You are training yourself to not beg for permission to have standards. And if you are in a relationship or you want to be, hear this. A gentle man does not punish with silence. He communicates clearly. But he also does not chase respect. If something hurts you, you don't explode. You don't perform, "I'm fine." You say it clean. When you said that, it crossed a line for me. I want to talk about this, but I won't do it in disrespect. That is dangerous discipline and gentle spirit in one moment. Strong boundary, calm heart. Now the final piece of part 2. Stop trying to become disciplined by willpower alone. Build an environment that supports the man you want to be. Remove the easy poisons, porn tabs, junk food, endless scrolling, people who drag you into nonsense. Don't test your strength by surrounding yourself with weakness. Glover would call this leaving the nice guy, covert contracts, and addictive escapes. Deida would call it refusing to live as a slave to comfort. Same direction. If you want your life to change, make it harder to be the weak version of you and easier to be the strong one. So tonight, here's your assignment. Write your 3 non-negotiables. Choose one clean boundary you've been avoiding. And tomorrow, do the minimum even if your emotions scream. Because that's what discipline is, not a mood, but a decision you make again and again. And the man you become from those decisions will be dangerous. Not because he harms others, but because he cannot be manipulated by his own weakness anymore. Most men don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they don't trust themselves. They promise, they start, they have a good week. Then one uncomfortable day arrives. Boredom, rejection, stress, temptation. And they break the promise again. And every time you break your own word, something inside you weakens. Not your body, not your money, your self-respect. In No More Mr. Nice Guy, Glover explains a painful truth. A lot of men learn to survive by hiding. Hiding needs, hiding anger, hiding desire, hiding truth. They become experts at managing how other people feel about them, but beginners at managing themselves. They look calm, but inside they're unstable because they've never built the one thing that makes a man solid, keeping his word to himself. And Deida would tell you that when a man cannot hold his center, he becomes reactive. He becomes dependent on external proof. If he feels admired, he feels strong. If he feels ignored, he collapses. He starts living for attention instead of direction. That is not strength. That is emotional slavery. So part 3 is about rebuilding inner trust, not with motivation, with evidence. Discipline is not a personality trait, it's a relationship with yourself. If your relationship is broken, you already know the signs. You make promises you don't keep. You try to change everything at once, then disappear. You talk to yourself with disrespect, and the part of you that is supposed to follow your leadership has learned he doesn't mean it. So why should I follow him? If you want to become dangerous in discipline, you start by becoming a man whose word has weight. That means you stop making dramatic promises that you can't keep. You choose one promise that is so small you can't hide behind excuses, but so meaningful it trains you. 10 push-ups, 10 pages, 20 minutes building a skill, a walk outside. No phone for the first 30 minutes after waking. Pick one, only one. Then you attach it to a time, not some time. A time. Because later is where discipline goes to die. Now comes the part that changes you. You do it even when you don't feel like it. Especially then, because on the days you feel good, anyone can be disciplined. The days that build a man are the days he wants to negotiate. This is how you break the nice guy cycle Glover describes, the cycle of extremes. The man who tries to become perfect overnight, then crashes into shame, then escapes into comfort again. A stronger man doesn't build a fantasy, he builds consistency. And Deida would say this is where your direction becomes real, not in the speeches you give yourself at midnight, in the quiet moment when comfort says, skip it, and you answer, no, I'm keeping my word. At first, it will feel almost too small to matter, but inside, a bond starts to repair. You start becoming someone who follows through, and confidence stops being a mood and starts becoming a fact. Then you add a second strength, attention, because your attention is your power. If your attention is scattered, your life is scattered. If you can't sit with boredom for 20 minutes, you can't build anything meaningful. If you can't say no to distraction, your mind will always belong to something else. So practice focus like training. Set a timer for 20 minutes. One task, one target. When your mind runs, you bring it back. No self-hate, no drama, just return. That return is discipline. That return is masculinity. That return is you proving, I lead my mind doesn't drag me. And here's where gentleness matters, because without gentleness, discipline becomes brutality. Gentle spirit means you don't turn a mistake into an identity. You treat it as information. If you break the promise one day, you don't spiral into, I'm useless. That's ego wearing shame. You simply return the next day and continue. You correct yourself without destroying yourself. A dangerous man is not a man who never falls. He's a man who doesn't stay down. So tonight, do this. Choose your one promise. Write it down. Decide the time. Then weaken one thing that steals your attention. Remove the trigger. Delete the app. Block the site. Stop keeping poison within arm's reach and calling it self-control. Tomorrow, when the moment arrives where you normally negotiate, remember, you are not fighting the world. You are fighting the part of you that wants comfort more than respect. Win that one moment, not with anger, with calm, because every time you keep your word, you become more solid. And a solid man is difficult to manipulate, difficult to shake, difficult to break. That is dangerous discipline. In the next part, we go into boundaries with women, friends, and family, and how to stay gentle without becoming weak again. A man without boundaries is not a gentleman. He's a negotiable man, and the world can feel that. People don't always disrespect you because they're evil. Often they disrespect you because you trained them quietly that you will tolerate it. You will explain, you will bend, you will stay. You will forgive without change. You will keep giving even when it turns you into a smaller version of yourself. That's not love. That's fear wearing a polite mask. In No More, Mr. Nice Guy, Glover exposes the hidden trap. The nice guy tries to avoid discomfort by keeping everyone happy. He says yes when he means no. He smiles while he resents. He gives to be liked. He becomes easy so he won't be rejected. But the price is brutal. When you don't protect your truth, You lose respect for yourself, and eventually other people feel it too. Deida speaks from a different angle, but points to the same core. A man must hold his center. If you don't hold your center, you become reactive. You chase, you explain, you argue. You become emotionally controlled by other people's moods. You stop leading your life and start negotiating it. So, part 4 is about this. Boundaries that don't come from anger, but from self-respect. A spine that doesn't turn into cruelty. Strength that stays human. Here's the first shift. You stop using long speeches as a substitute for clarity. Most men who struggle with boundaries talk too much. They over-explain because they want permission. They want the other person to say, "Okay, you're right, you're a good guy." But boundaries aren't a debate, they're a decision. So the next time your chest tightens and you feel that familiar pressure to comply, pause, one breath, and say one clean sentence. Not dramatic, not rude, just clean. "That doesn't work for me. I'm not doing that. Don't speak to me like that. I need time. I'll answer later." Then stop. This is where your nervous system will panic, because the old you believed that if you didn't manage their feelings, you would be abandoned. But this is exactly the training. You are teaching your body that discomfort is survivable, and truth is safer than performance. Glover would call this ending covert contracts. No more, "If I do this, they'll finally respect me." No more hidden deals where you give and secretly wait to be paid back in love. A boundary is you stepping out of the trade and into honesty. Now comes the part most men avoid: consequences. A boundary without a consequence is a request. And if you keep making requests while your soul is shrinking, people learn they can ignore your words. Consequences don't mean revenge, they mean reality. If someone disrespects you, you don't scream, you remove access. If someone repeatedly crosses a line, you don't argue, you step back. If a friend only calls when they need something, you don't keep proving loyalty, you become less available. Gentle in spirit means you don't punish with cruelty, you don't insult, you don't humiliate, you simply stop offering your time and energy where it is not respected. This is where Deida's teachings become very real, especially with women. Many men think being nice is what makes you attractive, but what creates real respect is presence, direction, and truth. Sometimes a woman will test you, not because she wants to destroy you, but because she wants to know if you are solid. If you fold, explain, and chase approval, you fail the test and you also lose yourself. Holding your center looks like this. You stay calm, you speak clean, you don't chase. You don't become cold, you become clear. If she pulls away to see if you'll panic, you don't beg. If she disrespects you as a joke, you don't laugh to be liked. You say calmly, "Don't do that with me." Then you mean it. And here's the most important boundary of all, the boundary with your own weakness. Because the nice guy doesn't only let others cross lines, he crosses his own. He breaks his promises, he abandons his mission. He trades his future for comfort and then calls it being tired. So choose one line you stop crossing. Porn, late-night scrolling, chasing attention, replying instantly, tolerating disrespect, staying in chaos. One line, and you protect it like your life depends on it, because your life does. Your action for the next 24 hours is simple. Notice the moment you usually over-explain. Say one clean sentence instead. And if the line is crossed again, step back, without drama. You're not doing this to be feared. You're doing it to be whole. Because a man who is dangerous in discipline and gentle in spirit is not a man who dominates people. He's a man who cannot be pulled off his path, cannot be bought with approval, and cannot be trained to abandon himself. In the next part, we'll go deeper into leadership. How to carry purpose without becoming rigid, how to stay soft without being weak, and how to build a masculine identity that doesn't need validation to exist. If you remember nothing else from this entire video, remember this. You don't become a better man by thinking about strength. You become a better man by becoming someone you can trust when it's quiet. Most men spend years trying to fix the outside. New routines, new clothes, new relationships, new confidence. And for a moment, it feels like progress, until they realize they carried the same old man inside them wherever they went. Because the real battle was never outside. It was always the moment when no one is watching, and you have to decide what kind of man you are. In No More Mr. Nice Guy, Glover shows how many men live like a performance. They try to be good so they can be chosen. They try to be harmless so they won't be rejected. They swallow their truth to keep the peace, and slowly, quietly, they trade self-respect for approval. Then one day they wake up with a heavy feeling in the chest because they can't tell if they're living their life or managing other people's emotions. Deida speaks from another angle but lands on the same truth. A man without direction becomes controlled. He starts chasing signs, attention, reassurance. He calls it love, but it's fear. He calls it loyalty, but it's hunger. He reacts instead of leading, and deep down he knows it, which is why he never feels fully at peace. So the man we're building here is simple but rare. Dangerous in discipline because he stops negotiating with his weaker self every day. Gentle in spirit because he refuses to use strength to punish the world. He doesn't become cold. He becomes solid. And solidity is built in ordinary moments. It's built the morning you don't grab your phone to borrow a mood from the world. You sit for a moment and choose one promise for the day, not 10. 1. Something small but real. Training, reading, work on your craft, a clean sleep time. Then you keep it, even when you don't feel inspired, especially then. Because a man's word doesn't become powerful when life is easy. It becomes powerful when comfort tries to negotiate and you calmly say, no, not today. Then life tests you like it always does. Someone pushes you. Someone disrespects you. You feel lonely. You feel tired. That old nice guy instinct rises. Explain, chase, prove you're good. Keep them happy, keep the peace, and you reach the fork in the road. This is where your old self would fold. The new you breathes once and chooses something cleaner, not rage, not begging, not passive aggression, just truth. That doesn't work for me. Don't speak to me like that. I'm not available for this. Then you stop talking, not because you're trying to win, because you're not for sale anymore. But the deepest part is what you do after, when the world is gone, and it's just you and your habits. A lot of men want boundaries with people, but none with their own weakness. They want respect from others while betraying themselves at night. A gentleman doesn't do that. He doesn't shame himself, but he also doesn't spoil himself into ruin. He protects his future from his impulses. So here is the practice that ties everything together. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself quietly, did I respect myself today? Not, did I impress anyone? Not, did I look confident? Did I respect myself? If the answer is no, don't drown in shame. Shame is not growth. Shame is just pain with no direction. Instead, Choose one correction for tomorrow, one promise you will keep, one boundary you will hold, one step toward the man you're becoming. Then do it, even if it feels boring, because boring consistency is what turns a man into someone real. And one day, you'll notice the shift without fireworks. You're not trying so hard to be liked. You're not explaining yourself into exhaustion. You're not chasing what runs from you. You're calmer, not because you gave up, but because you stopped betraying yourself. If you listened all the way to the end, I want to leave you with a quiet goodbye. Take care of yourself tonight, not with softness that ruins you, but with love that strengthens you. Keep your heart gentle, keep your discipline sharp, and when the old version of you shows up again, because he will, don't hate him, just don't follow him. Until next time.